Hello everybody. I'm going to read you a bedtime story tonight. I'm going to read you the story of the mouse who ate the moon. And it's written by, you can see the author's name here, it's Petra Horacek. And you might recognise this little mouse because this little mouse was in a story that we read before called A New House for Mouse. And she's very silly in that story. She makes a silly mistake. And I think possibly in this story she might do something similar. Shall we find out? Okay, I'm just finding the first page. Here we go. One evening, Little Mouse peered out of her hole. She was looking at the moon. You can see the beautiful moon just there with the stars in the night sky. The moon is beautiful, she thought as she settled down to sleep. I would love to have a piece all of my own. What a lovely idea to fall to sleep to, having a piece of the moon all to yourself. There she is, snuggling into bed. Next morning, when Little Mouse woke up, she saw something that she had never seen before. A piece of the moon had fallen from the sky. My wish has come true, she cried. Have a careful look at that piece of the moon. Do you think that's what it is? Little Mouse ran to get a closer look at her piece of the moon. It smelled delicious. And there she is sitting on it. A piece of the moon that smells delicious. Perhaps I can eat it, thought Little Mouse. It smells so good. I'll just have a tiny nibble. So she took a tiny bite, and another, and another, and just a tiny bit more until she had eaten half of it. Oh no, thought Little Mouse. Now the moon won't be round any more. And look, you can see she's looking very sad. The thought that she'd eaten half of the moon. What's the matter, Little Mouse? Asked Rabbit. I've eaten some of the moon, said Little Mouse, and now it won't be round any more. Oh, nobody can eat the moon, said Rabbit. Well, I just did, said Little Mouse. She walked past Mole's house. What's the matter, Little Mouse? asked Mole. I have eaten up some of the moon, said Little Mouse, and now it won't be round any more. Nobody can eat the moon, laughed Mole. Well, I just did, said Little Mouse. Little Mouse sat in her hole sadly, looking at the remains of the moon. It began to get dark. Then she heard Rabbit and Mole. Little Mouse, come out, they said. We want to show you something. I wonder what they want to show her. Little Mouse followed Rabbit and Mole to get to the top of the hill. They sat and looked at the starry sky, and slowly something shiny appeared behind the trees. Oh, look, I can make the light shine just in the right place. Shall we see what it is? It was the moon. It was big and it was round. Little Mouse was overjoyed. Look at the moon, she cried. I haven't eaten it after all. Poor little mouse. So Rabbit, Mole and Little Mouse sat under the stars and ate the other half of Little Mouse's moon. It was delicious. And the big moon lit up the sky behind them. Because really, nobody can eat the moon. What do you think that was that Little Mouse was eating? It was yellow, and it did look curved like a half moon. What do you think it was? There you can see on the back cover, Little Mouse dragging the empty piece of moon that had fallen from the sky. But we know that's not what it is. Night, night. Sweet dreams, everybody.